Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Give me just one sec. We're going to set everything up. I have a lot of cool stuff to show you. Hang on a sec. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Share screen too. Share. Cool. All right. How's everybody doing? Somebody give me. Good morning from here. Sound is good. Screen is good. Everybody seeing everything? Yes? Okay. All right. Let's do first things first. Everything has been updated. All the indicators have been updated. Let me, the easiest way to do this is for you to, well, let me just, I'm going to post all the indicators first. Hang on a second. Just bear with me a sec. I'm going to post all the indicators. So here's the turn indicator. Here's the trend indicator. In case you don't have it, just click on the link. Click on the link and you should have it. And if you click on the link and it says, do you want to oh, sorry, shoot, here's the turn and here's the link and here's the, no, what's going on here? Fade. Okay, turn, trade, and fade. Both of these links are in here. Okay, just click on each one of those links and you should be able to get it. Now, the thing that you want to do is you want to sign out, then sign back in, then hit refresh, and then you want to add in your from your favorites folder the following indicators: turn to trade, trend fade, and fade move. You want to add them all, and every one of them should have a with alerts ending, and that means you're going to have the absolute latest ones. I'm going to show you what that does. It's gonna. Jonathan is asking me about this earlier, and it's going to make your life a lot easier to trade. Where's my? We're doing a big swing here on the NAS, but no real trades so far. So first and foremost, let me know if you guys have been able to get that done, and if you're seeing with alerts in your box. While nothing is going to go on for the first 10 minutes, we don't have any setups, so we're not going to do any trades. Let me know if you guys have that, and then I'll take you to the next step. So tell me when you guys have the thing with alerts on it. I'm going to take this off screen for just one sec. And let's just go through this through the interesting. So we just kind of died out on the open here. Is everybody able to get the indicators? Trend, they're all up there. It says fade, turn, fade. Oh, sorry, trend fade. Sorry. Where's the trend fade? It didn't show up. I'm sorry. Here's the, okay, good job from a hero. Here's trend fade. All right, just click on that link, Jonathan. All right, so everybody should say with alerts on it. The beautiful thing now is we've actually encoded the alerts in there, so it's super easy to create an alert. Let me show you. I'm going to actually delete the alerts that I have over here in NASDAQ. I'm going to show you how easy it is to set them up. So I'm just going to delete my alerts. Okay, let's go back to NASDAQ, and let's just first do trend alerts, and then we can do turn to trade alerts. So where's my trend alerts? Here we go. So here's trend. Trend is on. Okay, I have trend, right? So all I need to do in order to do alerts is you're going to go into the alert icon over here. You're going to choose BK trend fade. Okay, and you can do both the buy side and the sell side alerts. But remember, since we're trading to the strong side is the buy side only, I only am going to set up the trend buy alerts. It's already pre-set up for you. The drop down box here can give you buy or sell. So I'm just going to choose the buy. I'm going to say once per bar close, that one, and say create. And now I have a buy alert all created. Now, if I want to now let's say I want to go into indicators and I want to go my turn to trade, and I want only buy side alerts on this one. So now I go back into the alerts, I choose turn to trade, not trend fade, but turn to trade. And again, I can just choose buy side or sell side or both, right? So I'm going to just choose buy alert. I'm going to say once per candle close and say create. And now I have one on the NQ, on the NASDAQ, and I already have the buy sides on the Dow. And if we want, we might as well do this. We can do one on the S&P as well. So here's S&P. Let's create one on the S&P. So we're going to go into alerts. First, I'm going to choose my trend alert. I only wanted the buy side once per close. Done. And I'm going to choose alert, and I'm going to choose turn to trade, and also buy side, and also once per bar close, and done. Okay. And so only the buy side alerts will trigger for me. The reason why I'm trading the buy side is because, remember, we're still operating on the 1 hour chart as our strong side. And for now, the ES, the YM, the Dow, and the NASDAQ all remain long on the 1 hour chart. As a matter of fact, NASDAQ just had a trend buy signal on the 1 hour chart. So it's a pretty good signal. So until proven otherwise, we're going to just trade from the strong side. Now, we can always trade both sides. And as a matter of fact, one of the things I like to do is when I go turn to trade, I'm going to set my settings to both long and short. I'm not going to do it filtered. I'm going to do long and short, so I can see both sides of the turn signals. But I'm going to pretty much ignore. I'm certainly going to ignore the sell signals above the moving average. But if they come below, maybe I'll take a few of them just to trade the short side. But for now, really, it's the long side that really matters. And if we wanted to sort of play the long side here, we would love to see if this candle closes through the green zone, which is almost doing. We'd love to see maybe a 5-point trade on this. So let's do that. Oops. Okay, so I took a 5-point trade on this, and it done. And I was that was a little fast, but you guys get the idea. It broke through the green zone and took a nice 5-point trade for us on the open. So I'm just trying to trade to the strong side, and if I'm gonna fail, I'd rather fail by having them, by being caught in the middle of a regime change than trying to fight the regime. I'm not fighting the power until the power changes. Does that make sense to everybody? Does everybody have everything set up? You guys are all super quiet. Nobody's talking back to me. Let's have some feedback. And let me know what's going on. This move is definitely expanding further. So if you guys didn't get a chance to trade that earlier, you certainly got a further extension on this move. Big power move. I should have traded this for 10. I just thought it was it wasn't our original thing. Hang on just one second. What's going on? Are you okay? Okay. So so that's the scoop. Yes, Mel, talk to me. So basically, Jonathan, this makes your life a lot easier. You can have all the alerts automatically set up. They'll chirp. Remember, I have it all. The basic alert setup that I like to have is show the pop-up, and then you can do under more actions, you can say play sound alarm clock. This is what I have it for, about 5 seconds. I wonder if I should have it for more. Do I need it for more? Nah, 5 seconds is good. You can even have it email to your SMS. Like you can have it emailed to your. Good job, Karen, on the NAS. Yeah, it was a pretty clear setup. The bottom line is there's zero reason not to trade from the strong side, because there was just a ton of really clean, clear trades all morning long. I took this one, I took that one. I took even where's my turn buy? I even took the turn buys over here a little bit earlier, in NAS. There was like lots of stuff. One of the things we've done, by the way, it's very cool, is remember I said to you guys that we really want to have the turn buy happen later in the cycle. Like if obviously, look at this. That well, in none of these cases you would have had this, but sometimes you have a turn buy pop up early. Let me see if there's a case where. Of course, there's no example of a turn buy where it comes up early. The point being is that we're using like the width of the moving averages as a filter. If the moving averages are too close together, if it's too early in the trend and there's a turn buy signal, we just ignore it. So it's got to have some maturity. And by the way, just so you guys know, so you can really configure this yourself, the width of the moving average is basically 20% of the ATR, so like 1/5 of the ATR, which I think like I guess on a 1 minute chart is like let's actually see ATR period is 14. I actually like, I don't even know, like I like ATR period 10, so I could make this 10. Let me see if I can, add the ATR, and then we can put it at 10. So what is the ATR right now? Yeah, so you only need like about 2 points worth of width, like 20%. This is actually a pretty big ATR. So obviously you see the ATR on a 1 minute chart is like 2 or 3 points. So you might even, you could even make it like 30% of ATR to give yourself some width. It's just I don't know why they go. I don't know why that happens, Mel. Like if they're all in your favorites list, make sure you Control R, refresh your browser. The biggest common problem is cache problems. Control R your browser, flush everything. If they're in your favorites list, after you flush the browser, delete everything and then reapply, and let me know if that works. We're expanding, we're trading back up to higher highs now. I love to be able to chase this, but it's not a trade of ours, so we really don't have anything viable. Definitely don't want to sell. Don't want to sell this. Well, that's interesting, actually. Really big interest. Oh, turn buy. We're getting a turn buy on the S&P. So let's trade the S&P. Where's my S&P? Let's try this. Okay, no, cancel. I want to just buy it. And I want to just trade it for 2 and 4. Let's see if we can get that out of it. I'm getting 1, maybe 1.5. Let's see if we can expand here out. You know, it looks like we're starting to run a little bit, so we'll take that up. I'm gonna get rid of my Hankanashi. So we can just see this normally. Getting close. Come on, come on. I need 75. Okay, good. So it was another good trade. That was just basically a trend buy on the S&P. Really, you know, it was a really big. Excuse me. Yeah, it was a turn buy. My apologies, not a trend buy, but a turn buy, which is even better. And it actually, you know, expands. It had a big run, so that's why I put a short target on it. But if it was a turn buy, it was like right around here, we could have had more. So now we're getting a signal. See, and we're getting a signal on the Dow. You see how you're getting the alerts? And the alert is telling me there's a turn buy on the Dow. So, oops, we can trade that as well. So where am I on the Dow? Dow is running. The Dow is running away from me already. Sorry, too late. I was putzing around. The Dow's already just had a huge move. We should have been in it on that. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not taking this trade because it's way too far ahead of us. I basically need to have this side by side now as a trade. But you see another great turn buy trade. The Dow just exploded back up to the upside. Really clean trade. All the dominant trades here. And you know, if you want to, I mean, it's actually not a bad idea to take the trend and forget the filtered and only just trade long signals only on the trend. This way, you're not even seduced by the short signals. Just trade long signals only, because again, the dominant trend is to the long side. Sorry we missed the Dow, but we did catch the S&P. I don't know. And anybody else catch the Dow while I was talking? I find it, to be honest with you guys, I find it always a little, with the alerts, it's going to be a little bit easier. But as you notice, you know, in the 1 minute alerts, when they start sweeping it, sometimes it just like runs away. You got to just be in it right away for a clip. Obviously, you know, what's very cool is the next permutation of the trade commander. We're just going to have the button that's going to say trend buy and turn, turn, if you turn and trend, and if you hit the buy button, it's going to be trend buy. If you hit the sell button, it'll be the sell side, and it will just automatically trigger off the indicator because we'll have the indicators going. You got the ES. Good job for you, Jonathan. Wow, ES is just really pumping. Jesus, did I give up the ES at where did I give up the ES? At 5, and it was like, look at it. There's 2 more points on the ES. We could have had 2 more points on the ES. So, unbelievable. All right. But anyways, I really think I actually really like this idea of covering up the weak side signals. So like we're not even seduced by the weak side signals. And there'll be days when it's just all weak side signals and the strong side signals kind of fail. But I'd rather stay with the higher probability trades all the way through. You know, like yesterday we just didn't have a good day, but we didn't really lose much. And today we're already popping all over the place with trades because they're working very well. You see the beauty of the turn trades, of course, is they're earlier. They're always going to be earlier than the trend trades. So there are a couple of exceptions where, like, if there's a tiny little, like over here, here's a little red zone that just doesn't even create a turn trade. The turn trade indicator works the following, and let's use the. I guess we can use. Let me see if I can use the S&P. I'm just trying to find a cleaner. Both the S&P and the Dow are such choppy little Let's choppy little indicators. Okay, so the turn trade indicator basically occurs in the so where is the where is the trend? The trend is to the upside. The turn trade only occurs in the red zones of the trend of the upside, and only occurs in the green zones to the downside. Meaning that what you're trying to do is, if you're in the red zone, right? No, actually, I take it back. I'm sorry. It occurs in both cases. So I have here long and short. It can go both from the green zone and the red zone if I have both configured. I have both configured here just for demo purposes. But what I should do is I should just have long only. But the idea is, if you're on the long side of the turn indicator, you got to be in the red zone, and the candle has to close, start below the top of the red zone and close above it. So it's got to close through the red zone, meaning it's pierced the selling pressure, and now is pointing towards the buy side. Just like if I were to do the sell indicators, let me just do both sides so you can see let me do the short only, just so you guys can just see the side. On the short only, the signal has to pierce through the green cloud to the downside, pointing to downward pressure, right? So does that make sense, Jonathan? That's basically it. We're just looking for the give up of one or the other. Now, in and of itself, it's just basically kind of like a 50-50 proposition. But, and this is the critical thing of where the but comes in. When you have, and let me just go to the long side. When you have the following set of conditions, the long trend, the long larger time frame trend is to the one side. Let's say in this case it's to the long side, and the short trend is to the long side, and you then have turn buy signals. You have really high probability signals in the situation, because you're basically buying cheap at the highest point of rally on a strong buy signal across all time frames. That's basically it. That's why the thing works so well. Okay, is that clear, Jonathan? So it looks like another halfway decent day. And, it's impressive to me that the S&P continues to trade above 4,200, but it's also a little troubling that it hasn't been able to pull away. And to me, like, we've been basically spending 4,200 in the S&P for the past 2-3 weeks. As a matter of fact, let's just take a look at this on the I don't know, like on a 4-hour chart. You can really see this. So you see basically on a 4-hour chart, this is the 4,200. We went up to 30, came back down to, like, basically been trading in this 30-point range. Really have not, like, 4,250 touch would really confirm that the stock indices are going higher. But for now, we've just really been consolidating and actually distributing. So what's interesting to me is that if this can't really rally through the 4,200. Oh, great. Thanks, Mel. Okay, good. I'm glad that's all worked. Yeah, the template, because the template remembers the old ones, not the new ones. So once you do that, it all works. So my point is that, for the last, since the middle of May, we've been trying to challenge those highs, but haven't been able to do so. If we take out those highs, it's very bullish, very, very bullish. And I would I would just continue to stay long. But it is troubling just from the perspective. The market is stalling, and it could easily kind of just reverse if we don't get the moves. So nothing going on right now. I mean, we don't want to look at this. We went through the 30s. I was like, you don't want to do chase trades, but obviously the 3,700 was a great chase trade. There's nothing, I'm actually, why am I not? That's really interesting. How come I don't have, really? I don't have any trend signals here? How is that I don't have trend signals here? 1, 2. Why is this not a trend signal? This should have been trend. This is weird. Unless this is, huh? Let me just try something. So this is 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3. It needs 3 lowers. Oh, it needs 3 lowers. So it hasn't had 3 lowers. That's why. I was like, why is it not working? Okay. So we may actually get a trend buy signal. Let's watch this. We have, if this candle breaks to the bottom here, it takes out the lows, that's going to give us a trend buy signal in this particular segment. So we can try to play it. Let's see. So that is giving us a trend buy signal. It's doing a nice big corrective move. Let's go to the NASDAQ. We have 18 seconds. Am I going to step into the void here? Okay, I'm going to buy. I bought a little too early. I was a little too early, but let's give that a shot. I bought 88. Okay, I bought a little too early. But let's see if this this may not work out because I bought a little too early. And generally, I like to give this 20-10 on these big shifts, but let's see how it trades out. I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm just gonna go 3 because I bought this too early. Let's see if this is gonna take me out. Now we got a big corrective mode here. It's a little bit probably I just don't want to trade it with a 20 stop here, but you probably need to have a 20 stop here because it can easily trade down before it kind of recalibrates. But I'll just re-enter if I get stopped out, because I'd rather just wait and see for the trade to consolidate a little bit. I don't want to give it a wide berth right now because we've had such a big. This is a typical thing. It gets big run up, nice, deep correction, and I just bought it too early here. Yeah, so I took 10 out on this move. I'm gonna wait. I'm actually gonna just put myself into the buy sell mode. I'm waiting for the next kind of buy candle on this thing to see if we can pick up the buy point. After such a sharp rally, it's totally natural for it to come down. And I could have given it 20 points and probably would have survived the stop, but I just didn't want to. I don't want to risk the 20 points right now. I like to take a look at get better prices and maybe come in at a better price. Come in at a better angle with more size. Down meantime, and interesting. Let's see if this candle holds as a green candle. No trade, but I actually want to. I'm going to go long on this because it's always the MT4 will paint the can if it's like a narrow candle, will paint it one way versus the trading view, which kind of paints it as neutral. So I'm going to give it a shot here. I'm going to see if I can try to trade this up a little bit. Still pretty weak price action here, honestly, and it looks like I'm going to get stuffed again. So it's not working for me today. I should have trusted I should have waited for a true green candle, but let's see if this just recovers. Now, NAS just did a perfect V shape blowout and still hasn't really produced buy candle, which is why I really what's going on over here. Okay, S&P giving us a buy, and the Dow is giving us a buy. So let's just get long S&Ps, and let's get long Dows. See if we can get any of those moves going here. And watching, I'm going to go back and hopefully not screw up this trade if it's a green trade. I got 5, 6 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go long here. All right, we're long across the board. Let's see if we get a recovery rally here. Okay, got a recovery rally here. What I take out is two things went out. So the only thing that's left, the S&P and the Dow worked. The only thing we're just waiting on. Excuse me, the S&P and the Nasdaq worked. The only thing I'm waiting for is the Dow, and the Dow worked. Okay, so that was sorry. So my apologies on I needed to wait until I saw the green candle. The green candle obviously gave us a much better entry. So hopefully you guys actually were more patient and took the green candles with me and got the big turn here, which all worked. So all three of those kind of recovered for us, and we're in better shape. You guys see this? So it came in around 68, 69. Definitely had 5 points over here. The buy over here gave you 6, and it went all the way out to 7.5. So that was a good trade. You see all those trades. So we're in basically neutral shape right now as far as trades go. I should have just been a little bit more patient on the ideas, but they all worked. But since and by the way, so here's where it gets interesting. So now we have the NAS in a red zone, and now we might be able to get a turn buy signal. If we get a turn buy signal, it's going to be our last trade of the day. If we can get that trade going, we will take it. We'll take it as a trade and give it a shot. but we would need the candle to come all the way through the red zone here, and close through it to give us a turn buy. So let's watch it. Oh, did I miss this? Oh man, sorry. I was getting a turn buy now. All right, I'm gonna front run this. I'm gonna see if I can front run this just a little bit. Just see if I can get like 3 points out of this thing to kind of give us a little power. Let's see if this is gonna stay up there. Ah, so you can see that that triggered a turn buy a little bit early in this segment. It's probably going to take me out. I'm going to be willing to take like a 20 on this. I really want to trade this maybe for 2010 because I do think we have a reasonable chance here for a bigger trade. So let's give it a little breathing room here on the turn buy. It is a little early. I like to see it a little bit deeper in the red, but this is basically the signal that if we're going to resume the rally, this is going to be the time for us to resume the rally. Again, it was a little impatient. Should have come in around 82s, 83s, but it's still, still pretty decent shape for us. And it went to my three target initially. I should have probably taken it. You know what? I'm going to take the 6 over here because I butchered my entries today so badly that I kind of just wanted to make sure that that we're all trading in the right zone. So, okay, not horrible. Still up for the day. Still more money than what we started with, but the problem was one was just this was simply a weak trade. This was a weak execution. I mean, this was just a natural stop out. Should have just taken this. We did take the stop, but then I made the mistake of rushing the trade. This was the next big trade. This was the right trade. Also, again, I rushed the trade a little bit here. Should have come in on the close here at 82s. And the only thing is that I knew that this is very likely going to be a bigger turn. So I gave ourselves a little bit of breathing space, and then we made 6 on that, which is pretty good. We actually made 12 because we did double size on this because I felt pretty confident. And then the turn trades on both, the trend trades on both the S&P and the Dow worked mildly to the upside over here. Dow was just a kind of a 5-point pop. So overall, still a positive day, but a couple of miscues on my part as far as entries, but still, directionally, we were in the right place. And if you guys are following me, directionally, like in NAS, you should all be up in this particular trade right now, and you certainly have a chance to bank some profits. Let me know how you guys are doing. Is anybody in the NAS trade? Okay, so good for you. So hopefully you guys banked a little bit over there. Very good. Yeah, I mean, 5 is pretty much all that I could have taken out of it. I still think like if you sort of are patient enough, I mean, my preference when I trade this regularly, sort of like when we're not around, is to trade 10. And honestly, we really should all trade this with a 10-20 that is give it breathing room and let it go for a full 10. Because most of the time, I actually think you're going to get the full 10. It's just that one of the things that I'm leery of is when we're starting at around 6 o'clock in Europe, and we've already got 3 or 4 trend buys in the signal, right? The trend gets tired. The trend doesn't have a lot of it, a lot of more continuity. We're always trading continuity, and the key to trading continuity successfully is to trade it early, right? I mean, continuity is best when you start early. The later the trend, as you can see right now, the more likely the continuity is going to start to falter, right? That's our whole setup is based upon the notion of continuity, and our biggest enemy is mean reversion. So the longer we go in the trend, the higher the chance we're going to hit the mean reversion. So one of the reasons why this trend here is faltering is precisely because it's very late in the game. We haven't, we've had already big run up before. We might have a corrective move underneath the 200 SMA for now, consolidate, and maybe have another rally in the afternoon. And that second rally could be very strong. My point being is that you have to just kind of be very aware of the context of where you're at on a lot of these trades. But generally, the whole point of, and especially by the way, if you're trading from underneath the moving average, then the 10-20 really gives you good, because remember, you're coming in from the bottom, and if you still believe that the strong side of the trend is to the upside, these are like the cheapest, the best places for entries when you're underneath the moving average. So we're trading above the moving average. We're trading deep into continuity. We have to be a lot more careful with our moves. At least we took some out. I think overall, what I make like 1.5. No, I think did I trade the S&P twice? I think I did, right? I don't even know what I did. Let me see. What do we do with the S&P here? What was the S&P? No, just once. Okay, so we traded the S&P once, and then it's all been NASDAQ. The other thing that, it's just my own personality is I'm very, very monomaniacal when it comes to focus. Like I find myself, if I ignore everything but NASDAQ, even if NASDAQ falters on a couple of trade sequences, I'm much better sticking to just one instrument. But I know that everybody wants more diversity, so that's why I try to trade Dow and the S&P as well. But I just find that my focus is much better when I'm just trading one single instrument. I don't know if you guys feel the same way or if you have the same structure, but you got to be aware of what works best for your personality from that perspective. I mean, if you're trading just Dow, it's another one of those kind of things where if you're just trading just Dow, certainly I find it very hard to trade just Dow anytime before 7 o'clock New York, because the market is so thin. It's just look at these candles, like nothing moves, right? But from 7 o'clock New York, you get a halfway decent liquidity. And to me, the Dow is really a 20-40 trade. Like you could really trade that with 20-40, which is like a lot more points, especially if you're on the CFD side. So if we traded, just to give you an example, if we traded the Dow on a 20-40 basis, yes, okay, so this would have been a failure because I don't think this went 40. This is 26 and went all the way up to 41, basically like 18 points, and then it collapsed. But it collapsed right before the New York Open, so I would have never traded this whole thing. I try not to trade the 15 minutes before the open because it's obviously always going to set you up for a volatility flush. So just imagine if we just traded the turn, this would be a single trade. So it's plus this, plus 20, plus 20. We're going to skip this, and this is plus, and we're going to take this, which is plus 20. That's a trade we took, and then yet another one. Because if you give yourself 40 on the Dow, you're at 31 on the entry, goes down to like 10, which is just only 20, and ultimately comes up to like well above 50s. So I guess my takeaway is, if you stick to one instrument, whichever one you like, and you stay patient with it, you have just a much better probability of making money all day long, because you're not missing the key setups, and you're not late. Cheryl says only NASDAQ and the S&P for her. That's fine. I mean, I know Karen loves to trade the Dow, so I'm really talking to Karen at this point. But the whole idea is that if you sort of focus on one instrument, I think you have or two at most, you have a really, really good chance of just catching the biggest moves. And honestly, you do need to give the NASDAQ 2010 breathing space, and you do need to give the Dow 2040 breathing space. And if you do that, you're, especially, if you're trading the way we do, which is to the strong side, highest probability trades possible, only taking those ideas, you're a 66 break even, and you should be at 75% accuracy. Like over here right now, one, two, let's say this is a loser, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So 4, 1, that's an 80% on the Dow. It's an 80% hit rate against a 66% break even. If you're at 4 out of 5, or is that 4 out of 5? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 out of 5, you are golden. I mean, that's really where you want to be. And look, and as I was saying, you needed the breathing space on the NAS, and you see the NAS is coming back. It's coming back hard. As a matter of fact, why not? Let's play around here. We have like a second break through the move here. Let's give it a shot. Why not? 81. Let's go to 81. But I'll trade this just for like maybe 4 points to the upside. Let's see if this kind of just carries us. Because basically I'm trading this second turn trade here through the red cloud, hoping that we're going to see a little bit more continuity to the upside. Let's see if I made the right decision on the upside. But I'm basically betting that there should be a little bit more continuity in the NAS right now. 85 is my target, so we'll see if we can get there. But I mean, I'm trying to tell you the right way to trade versus the way we trade in the room, which is like where I'm just looking to lay down trades all the time, which are not like, this is not really a real trade. Like this, I probably only 50% of my trades in the room are actual real signals. Everything else I'm just kind of making up on the fly. And you need to appreciate that, because I'm just basically trying to generate trade ideas for everybody as we're trading live, which is a different directive than what I should be doing. But still, I'm trying to trade with the right philosophy, with the greater ethos of what I want to do here. So let's get, okay, great. So that got done. So again, you guys see my whole point of, at very minimum, just stay on the right side of your philosophy. If I'm going to F around and take off menu trades, at least they're going to be consistent with the cuisine of the restaurant, right? Okay, so not bad. I mean, we actually wind up doing very decent. I think we picked up like I think I started like 30. Yeah, so like I picked up 15 NASDAQ points. That's pretty good. Picked up 15 NASDAQ points in a session, basically. That's not bad. Yeah, but Karen, I mean, I understand that, and I've been a lot more disciplined in my trades, but it's still like everybody wants trade ideas. We're sitting here for an hour. It's not called power hour because we're doing nothing. My point is that I'm just trying, when I'm off menu, at very minimum, I'm trading with a larger, bias. Just trading with a larger bias, not trying to pick up, short tops or stupid stuff like that. Certainly puts me on. You see me, is as stupid as I am, I'm on the right side of the trade all the time. I'm winning by just being on the right side of the trade, right? So that's the key thing that you want to keep in mind. The only difference, obviously, is that when I'm off menu, I'm going to have much shorter targets because none of this stuff is going to have degree of continuity that the setup is going to give me. So I don't know. I mean, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Bottom line is pretty good session. Definitely a much better session than yesterday when we had a very negative trend day. We just basically had a market that was completely in contradiction to the big trend. Which, by the way, the irony of the whole thing is that if we had traded into the afternoon, I traded in the afternoon, prices totally reversed to the upside, and there were just tremendous buy. There was like a 3 or 4 or 5 continuous buy trades to the upside. So just because we don't sometimes get the strong side setups during the power hour doesn't mean they don't exist during the rest of the day. And we may have more as the day progresses, right? Anyways, Jonathan, one last thing I was going to show to you. So you see the kind of a interesting value of the turn trade. So we're above trend. We got the red zone. It cleared this, right? It peaked up, and now we actually may have a chance here to make a run back up to the 3700s. Like that early move through all of the selling pressure is a really good indication that maybe we get the buyers back in control. So that's why the turn trade is such an interesting signal, and why it's so valuable. And obviously, as I said, the turn trade underneath the moving average can sometimes be even better. So looks like we consolidated. Looks like this is, look at this, and now we're starting to really run. Really starting to run. Remember what I'm trying to tell you. The most important thing you want to every day, the most important factor we want to know is, where's the big trend? The big trend is to the upside. That means everything is to the buy side. That means there's only buy trades, right? And then within the buy trades, the turn buy trades, tend to be really, early and really good. And within the turn buy trades underneath the moving average tend to be the cheapest, like, have the biggest bang for their buck. So that's the hierarchy of trade. Like this really, had I held for a full, I could have made a full 10 here. I just, was dicking around with you guys, and I did not have we had a turn signal here, but I only, keep it down to one turn signal. So, but I'm still trading with that methodology. I mean, indicators are just basically hard set rules. It's the philosophy that they're expressing that I think makes sense, and you can see the philosophy really works well, right? I mean, now of course everybody's kicking themselves because we could have had like a 10 to 15 point move here, but the point is that we were on the right side of the move all the way through. So hopefully that's really clear to everybody. Everybody have a good day. Dow's got good signals. NAS. My main thing is first of all, the signals are, the indicators are done. So now you really have the full array of indicators. Now you can have them in your charts, and you guys can trade with them all day long. And my whole point here is that the more adroit, the more skillful you guys become at reading these indicators and reading the flows, the stronger you're going to be yourselves in trading this, during the day. So hopefully you guys like that. So far so good. We're having a pretty good week. I'm trying to push it to see if we can get 3 or 4% this week. All right. Thank you guys. We got one more day tomorrow. After that, I have Trading Battle on Friday. But hopefully you guys enjoy all of this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Any questions? Anything else? Now, of course, I'm so pissed because we gave this up at 85 and it's like 13 points higher, but I can't complain. Can't complain. Nobody listens, right? That's the story. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Take care.